friends, Kim from stampingimperfection.com. I'm here with a video for Scrappy Tails, and I am loving the dies that I got from Scrappy Tails. I have 3 sets I'm going to play with today. I'm going to start with this basket pop-up card die that was just released in January, and this makes a really fun pop-up card that you can actually mail to someone, or personally, I'm going to use it as a home decor project because I have it sitting on a table in my living room and I'm pretty excited about it. It's got all the pieces you need to create a pop-up card, and this one creates a little basket, which is perfect for Easter. One of the other sets released was the Spring Essentials metal dies. I love, like, there's greenery here, there's flowers here, there's butterflies, there are eggs. So this is a perfect spring and Easter decoration, or spring and Easter pop-up card to send to someone. I also got the Assorted Leaves metal dies, which was also, all 3 of these were part of the new spring release for 2021 in January. And I have played with this Assorted Leaves dies so much. I have at least 2 videos showing different things you can do with that, and also with the Spring Essentials. Like, those are 2 great things to have in your stash. So I'm going to use some browns. I have some browns that I decided I want to use, and I've been experimenting with some colors from Cardstock Warehouse. The brown is a heavier weight. This is a 100-pound cardstock. Then I got a package of different pastel colors that I wanted to try, so I'm going to pull some of those out to use for the eggs and the butterflies. And then I got some greens. I got a set of different shades of green, so I'll use those for the Assorted Leaves and the greenery from the Spring Essentials set. So the greens and the pastels are 65-pound, and I found that to be perfect for making this. So the 100-pound was really nice for the basket. It was a nice sturdy basket. One thing that I would do differently is I would give those fold lines on, since this is a 100-pound test, I would give these fold lines extra scoring so that the paper doesn't crack when I fold them. The dies actually score them, but I would, on heavier weight cardstock, I would like score over top of it with my bone folder. So you need 6 of these little panels, and you can see that there are 3 different panels you can use, because there's just a regular square you can use for cardstock, and then there's this, what I call a basket weave. There are 2 different basket patterns that you can use there in those little square dies. So you need 6 of these. You need 2 of the card base ones. You need 1 of the basket handles, and then there's a long bridge piece and a short bridge piece. Those are parts that you will put inside to attach the deck. In my case, it'll be the leaves and the eggs and the butterflies. And I ended up using 2 of the long ones, and I didn't bother with the shorter ones. So you can fit up to 4 of the shorter ones, and you can fit 2 of the longer ones, and you can add some shorter ones with the longer ones as well. So I'm just using the Gathered Twigs Distress Oxide to just distress these little panels a little bit, and I'll do the same thing to the handle of the basket and around the basket edges. And now the next thing I'm going to do is just use some glue. I'm just going to dot glue all over this, especially to the parts on the edges, so that I can attach one of these little square decorative panels to each one of the square panels of the actual basket base piece. So there are 6 altogether, and this will make a really pretty hexagon shaped basket that actually will collapse down enough for you to tuck into like a business size envelope and mail. So I've got the first one done. I attach some double-sided adhesive to the flap at the end, and I'll do the same thing to the second piece. So when I have the 2 pieces all done, I'm just going to attach them together, and you just keep them flat like this and just attach them. And it's easy to line them up. And then I'll do the same thing with the other side. I'll fold this over and then attach that little tab, and I'm attaching it below the other piece, so that little tab is inside the basket. So now I've got this little like hexagon basket shape. So I started putting in the bridges, and to do that you just add some adhesive to the small tabs on the end, and you fold those in, and the center score line, it gets folded out. So I'm folding that in and I'm tucking it into one of the corners. Then you skip the next corner and attach the other side to the other corner. So you're essentially using 3 of the corners, or the 3 of the folds. And when I get this open just right, you'll see that it forms kind of like an X shape, just like that. So there are actually 2 of those basket fold lines that have no bridge pieces attached to them. So, and by doing it this way, then you can collapse it down. So it's pretty nice. Like, it's pretty clever design. So the next step is to add my handle, and here you can see it folds down nicely and then it just pops back up. So I played with it a little because this is the first time I've ever created a pop-up card. So I was playing with this to make sure I understood how it was going to work, and all the pieces that I put in there have to actually allow it to collapse like that. So throughout the process of adding my pieces, I continuously collapse it to check and make sure I have things in the right place. So I'm just distressing the handle down the edges a little bit, and I'm going to add some of that double-sided adhesive to each end of that basket handle. And I just want to attach the handle to 2 of the sides of the basket that are actually across from each other when the basket is closed. And you'll see what I mean here. So I just put a little piece on each side. And this is the outside of the handle. I'm going to attach the outside of the handle to the inside of the box. So I just pick one inside that bridge piece. I fold it closed, and then I attach the other side of the handle to the piece straight across from that. Okay, and I didn't quite line it up perfectly, so of course I'm being fussy. And you do actually need to like gently press on that handle, because you want to actually like fold it at the top and then pop it back open. And it is going to fit in an envelope, believe it or not. So it's pretty clever design. I did put 2 of the smaller ones in there just to experiment, but I didn't really attach things to them. So the next time I make one of these, I probably won't use the small ones again. I think the 2 larger bridge pieces really gave me a lot of area to start attaching the pieces. So you can see here I'm using my art glitter glue, and I'm just attaching it down. This glue dries like really quickly, so I'm just going to attach the pieces to the bridge part and to the front, along the front of the basket. And the best way to do it is to really, like, if you add something to the right, add it to the left and kind of go all around the whole thing. Now I decided by this point that my basket I was only going to view it from the front. So I really focused on getting everything to look good from what I was calling the front of the basket. I decided I don't want to look at the back of eggs. I'm really going to have this sitting on a little table in my living room, so we're only viewing it from one angle. But you could do this, like I started out putting it together so that you could view it from all different directions, but I don't need to do that. So I decided for my first one, I'll just, start putting it together so it looks good from one side. And here you can see I've added a lot of greenery, and this is going to give you an idea. And first of all, by collapsing it while you're doing it, you want to make sure that none of the pieces are sticking out beyond the edges of that basket base, and none of the pieces are taller than the top of the handle, because if they're taller or wider than the basket base and the basket handle, it won't fit in your envelope. So I just continue to do this, and you will see, I like this nice and full. So you will see like inside my decorating style, my house looks like that. I don't like empty space, so I just stuffed this baby full. It's just like my living room. If there's a spare space in that room, it's going to get a basket or a plant or something. This basket is going to work the same way. So by the end of this, I have this stuffed full. So I just keep adding things. Now, at this point, I realize I need some stuff a little higher up because it's all pretty low. I've attached it all to the basket front. So I took some acetate pieces that I had left over and I cut them into 1/2 inch strips, and I have them about 3 inches long. That way I could decide on the length, and the acetate is clear, so it worked out really well. So I did that to a few things. So I got some things that were higher than other things, and I thought that looked really nice. I did attach a couple things to the basket handle. Like you could put some ribbon on this. There's a lot that you can do with this. And the basket comes with a bow die. You can see the little pink bow off to the right there. But as I add things, I just keep squishing it closed to make sure it's still closing or collapsing. And then I also am making sure nothing is taller than the handle and nothing is wider than the base of the card. So I'm getting to the point where it's, I'm thinking, I don't think I can stuff the rest of this stuff in here. And I decided to call it a day. And from the top, you can still see lots of space, which is one of the reasons why I kept adding. But from the front, and when I collapsed it, I thought this looked nice and full, and that was appealing. That may be too full for you. Like if I invited you to my house, you might think, well, this is too much. So that just will give you an idea. So that completes my project. I had so much fun doing this. I can't wait. I think I'm going to make a Valentine's Day one, and I can just see myself doing fall leaves, Christmas stuff. Like imagine a birthday balloon one, and possibilities are endless. So that's from Scrappy Tails Crafts. I'm going to put all the links to those 3 die sets below, and everything came from those 3 die sets, so that was really nice. And I'm going to get a lot of use out of these. So please give this video a thumbs up, and if you aren't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. I would love to have you subscribe and click that bell so you get notifications every time I upload a new video. And the links below are affiliate links. It helps me out if you click on them and purchase something, but it is no extra cost to you. So thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.